Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. So for all of my regular viewers, I'm back. So as you may or may not know, I recently got married. We went on a wonderful honeymoon to Cabo and we got back and then we promptly moved to Salem. So if you notice, my surroundings are different. We're still setting everything up, still unpacking, just getting our lives in order. So that's why there's been a delay. Also too, I've been doing an incredible amount of readings recently for people. What I did was, because I was getting so backed up, because I think everybody had this knee-jerk reaction like, oh, she's getting married, she's going away for a bit. They all wanted a reading at once. So what I was doing is, as people were signing up on my website for a reading, I was, emailing them, asking them, do you want it sooner? And so I've been taking them sooner. So if you do want a reading, it's actually within a reasonable time frame for once, because I have been doing readings like several days a week at this point. So it's DianeAquarius.com if you do want a reading, and I made sure that it's not backed up because I knew that it was going to get backed up until the new year. So I tried to help with that. So if you would please support my channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you get notified. Check out membership. My membership is really robust. Look at the playlist. Look at how many classes you get. The meditation classes, the chakra classes, angel classes. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Mediumship, tarot reading. There's so many. There's dozens of classes in there. The seminar for this month is going to be a little different. I've been getting a lot of requests from my members about doing shadow work. So this is how you can actually use the tarot to work with your shadow self. So this is tarot and the shadow self. Learn about your shadow self through the tarot spreads, through specific journaling techniques. So you can be the most integrated person you can be. Okay, so you can check that out. So, also too, by the way, some of you have asked me, how is Annie? So I have a cat, she's 18, well, going on 19 really, and she is thriving. So our new space is quite large and she's just going from room to room, exploring. But I also, because now we're in a city, I got one of those cat strollers. And because I am afraid of her getting cold, she has this little pink jacket. Well, it didn't take long. She is in love with the pink jacket. She will come carrying it to me like, okay, come on, let's go outside. So I put her in the stroller. We go walking around the block and we have a balcony here that I have a catio, so one of those contraptions that has like different layers that the cat can sit in, and we're going to be putting out bird feeders and squirrel feeders for her, so just so she gets as much stimulation as humanly possible. So I thought I would touch upon a few things. So first of all, the SAG-AFTRA strike, that is coming to an end. That's wrapping up. They made an agreement that's been going on for 4 years. 4 months. But it's a 3-year contract. I got ahead of myself. It's a 3-year contract that's worth over $1 billion. So if you remember when I read on that all those months ago, I said it's going to be quite good. They're going to get what they want, but it wasn't going to be fast. I didn't see it wrapping up anytime soon. So I do think that that's going to be a really nice thing. They deserve the money. These people are hardworking and it's an industry that makes an awful lot of money, so they deserve it. Before I forget, we're going to do a 3-card pull at the end with my angel deck. So moving on, Hezbollah, so that terrorist group, they've acquired Russian anti-ship missiles and they're threatening U.S. warships. Their leader is saying there's something in store for, the American military that's over there. So I thought we would take a look because I don't have a great feeling about that. I'll be really honest. I think they're going to do everything in their power to make things miserable. But let's face it, that is what people like them do, isn't it? Yeah, here they are. Do you see that? 7 of Wands. So they're just ready to fight. Whether they get support from other people or not, I don't think they care. Now, unfortunately, they are getting some support, aren't they? From Iran, Syria, Russia. So they are actually getting support. But, this card talks about, this character's all by himself and fighting everybody else down below. So I think that kind of sums it up nicely. However, and if you're not familiar with the way I read, my second card is always the obstacle card because I don't do reverse cards. I don't like that. So with this card being the obstacle card, Six of Wands, that's the card of victory and triumph, right? The card of like having emerged from a battle. And that tells me that they're not going to be successful, but they're going to try. They're still trying to figure out exactly how they're going to do it. Two of Pentacles, they're trying to figure it out. They're juggling things back and forth. How should we do it? And if you look, there's water and two ships in the back of this. So take note of that. I don't think that's an accident. Eight of Pentacles. So they're actively working hard to do something that's nasty. Not a surprise though, is that I think they're going to try to deliver on what they are saying. And interesting, take from the bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Now, if you notice in this deck, even though the water is yellow, that's still water, and there's ships on that one too. But this is also the card, there's only three cards where the character's back is really turned and they're leaving, they're going. So it's not going to last forever. I don't feel like this is something that's going to be a long-term problem, but in the short term, in our immediate future, it is going to be an issue. But I also do see them maybe not completely dissolving, but I do feel like something's going to happen to their leader. Enough that's going to shake them to their core. I do believe that. So the Republican debate, oh my goodness. No, I did not watch the whole thing. I simply couldn't. But Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy, oh my Lord. I mean, just what a mess. I mean, the name calling, Vivek being nasty to Nikki, and then she's dishing it right back, calling him scum, and he's going after her adult daughter for being on TikTok, then he's going after her shoes, and I was thinking, this is a problem when Chris Christie actually looks like the voice of reason, okay? When he's coming across as being somebody that is like a solid candidate, that is a problem that we've actually gotten to this stage. But I wanted to take a look at both Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's look at Nikki Haley first. I do think she does stand a chance of being the Republican nominee. I don't particularly feel like Vivek does, but I do feel like she does. I don't think it's going to matter because, like I've said before, I do see Biden winning. So, oh, cards flipping even. Okay. So, all right, Knight of Pentacles for Nikki. There's enough money flowing into her that she has some confidence, some stability here. Her obstacle, the Hanged Man. But things aren't going quite the way she was hoping, okay? There's going to be a delay in her progress, a delay in receiving the amount of money that she needs, okay? So it's not going to be like all paradise. She's going to be left Two of Pentacles, juggling money, trying to figure things out. And she does come across to me very much as the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about secret agendas, hidden motives. I would agree. She is like that. I could also picture her coming up as the Queen of Swords too, having that energy, being like cold and clinical. But I do think she has a chance of being the nominee. But Vivek, I really don't see, but I haven't drawn any cards on him in a long time. So let's take a peek. By the way, I am going to be doing a new pick a pile video. Now that I'm settled, my desk is set up, my chair is here, I'm going to be doing that. Okay, I'm just gonna lay them down. Give me 1 second. And I think for him, I'm gonna do a couple of clarifiers. Yeah. Interesting, because he comes up as King of Swords. So right now, he's riding a high. Six of Wands. He is feeling like victorious. He's taking that as a win. And for anyone who is watching this after the fact, this is November 9th that I'm doing this, 2023. So he's taking this debate as a real win. He is feeling very victorious and triumphant. However, look at what his obstacle is, 2 of Cups. The way he relates to people, the way he deals with people, the way he talks to people, that is a problem. You wouldn't want somebody like that being in any sort of public eye, right? I mean, that is hugely problematic. Hierophant, you know what I'm feeling is that there is something about him that we simply don't know that's going to come to light that's going to be a huge problem for him. Like he's going to have some sort of legal issue that we're going to be hearing about that's going to prevent him from going any further. And then he, 4 of Swords, pulls back, withdraws, retreats. And then when I did my clarifying cards, he's too emotional. King of Cups. He's far too emotional. But he can be, and we saw that, very sharp-tongued, very nasty, King of Swords. But ultimately, 4 of Cups, he is not going to like the decisions that he's going to have to make, the ones that are put in front of him. So that tells me it's not going to work out for him the way he's hoping. Okay, so let's look at Tommy Tuberville. If you don't remember, he is an Alabama senator. I haven't looked at him for a while. He is the one that is holding up over 400 military nominations. There's vacancies in our military. There's people that should be promoted, getting pay raises. This is an issue. It makes us look bad in the eyes of the world. And I read an article today that said he is 45's useful idiot. And I think that sort of sums him up and what he's doing up pretty well. So he won't back down unless the Pentagon changes policy that talks about reimbursing the travel costs for military members that have to travel to have an abortion. How he's linked the two, how we've got to this place is just baffling to me. I don't understand. But I do feel like his energy is going away. I feel like something is going to shift and change. This is not going to be lasting forever. It's lasted too long already. I mean, it's been months and months. Right, so that's what I was saying. Here's the world card. This does not make us look good on the world stage. We don't want people like Vlad noticing this. We don't want people in the Middle East, anybody that has animosity towards us. We want to come across as looking like we have our act together. And, he's really preventing us from going into the next stage, the next phase, which is where we have a nice strong military again, because people are in the right positions. Obstacle, strength card. The other meaning of the strength card is patience. And so that tells me that this has gone on too long. This is something that is very slow moving. But this makes him incredibly happy. He is on such a power trip. 9 of Cups, here's the smug merchant. He's very satisfied with himself. But look how things change. 4 of Cups, he is not going to like the options he is presented with. So that tells me something is changing. I'm going to pull a couple of more cards, and then we're going to look at 45's New York trial. Interesting. So he comes up like our last friend there, Vivek, being too emotional, King of Cups, being too emotional, but being so bombastic, the Sun card, really feeling like he's in the right, feeling that he's like this enlightened, emboldened soul that can just move forward with all of this. But look what ends up happening, the Judgment card. And I think judgment is going to come for him pretty swift and hard. I think right now he's on a bit of a high, and his cards reflect that. But I feel like that is very much temporary. Okay, so the New York civil fraud case with 45. Unbelievable. Watching his 3 children, Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, all testify. I mean, talk about being idiots in a sense. I mean, like quite literally trying to deny any involvement, having any knowledge, having gotten their hands dirty at all, deny. They know nothing. They had nothing to do with anything that happened. And I just remember seeing Letitia James on TV, like having this, folder of papers, like, I have the evidence. She has the evidence, but yet it's still deny. It's unbelievable. And so at the end of the day, this is a huge $250 million fine that 45 is going to be facing because he's been inflating his assets, trying to get better loans and, all of that. But at the end of the day, Letitia James has evidence. So let's take a look at 45. And how is he going to do? Oh, geez. Okay, here we go. Do you see that? So 9 of Swords, the card of stress, worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. So that's the card that represents him in this reading. And I think that makes perfect sense. I mean, how could he not be? So even though he comes across as being, well, let's say a loudmouth in all of this, he's being very verbal, being ridiculous, like I've said before, bombastic. Inside, deep inside, he knows what's coming. He knows he's wrong. His obstacle. Okay, so the Magician. Now, the Magician's actually a great card when it's not your obstacle, but when it is your obstacle, you are not going to have that new beginning where those things that you want to manifest into your reality are going to come into being. And it also does talk about an abuse of power. Outcome. Oh, geez, his children. This is the only card, 6 of Cups, that only has children. And so that tells me they're either not done with his children or they're going to be taking more of what they were saying into deliberations. I just feel like, like there's a lot of talk surrounding his children's testimony. Oh, look, and okay, take from the bottom of the deck. And it leaves him with his hands tied. 8 of Swords. It leaves him really stuck, not being able to move forward. And that's, I think, the gist of this reading is that there's no moving forward for him at this point. There is no more of that. I do believe he is going to be found guilty. I do think he's going to have a hefty fine. And I don't believe his children are going to be found any more innocent. And I think this is what we need. This is for us, the Temperance card. Regaining balance, peace, harmony, letting something as normal as the judicial system do its job, okay? 3 of Pentacles. This is the card of community, the public. And so I think there's almost like a demand from most of us in the public to have that Temperance card energy, to have that balance restored. Oh, geez. And look at this. Can you see this? The Justice card. So justice will be served. Okay. And that's all we need to know. So let's do a 3-card pull. Please, once again, like, comment, subscribe, share, check out membership. If you want a reading, go to dianaquarius.com. Members, Tuesday, we'll be getting together to do messages from Spirit and Angel Tarot. And there will be a posting in the community tab with a list of everything that we have coming up. All right, so I'm just going to take the top 3. Take a moment to just take a nice deep breath and ask the universe, what is it that I need to know? What do I need to know right now? And now go with your gut. Trust your inner intuition, okay? Should you go with 1, 2, or 3, don't overthink it. Just go with it. Okay, here we go. Card number 1, 2 of Pentacles, which is the juggling card in this deck. And so this is the card that talks about juggling finances, juggling your health, trying to come up with a decision and trying to find balance and harmony in your life. Sometimes I feel like when we don't make decisions, it leaves things up in the air for too long. And then that causes its own amount of stress. I know when I get twos and readings for myself, the thing that I usually need to do is get firm with the universe and say, look, this is what I actually do want to do. Help me to go through with it. Help me to figure out how to do this. 5 of Cups. In this deck, it's the card of sadness. And I just feel really drawn to say that for a lot of you, this is going to mean healing your heart chakra, healing old hurts, old traumas, things from your past. Because like I've said, 2023 for a lot of people, and also 2024 is going to be years of detoxifying yourself, purging yourself of what no longer serves you, so that you can go through your own awakening, enlightenment, and ascension. 2 of Swords, uncertainty. And in regular tarot, this is where she has the blindfold on and she has the swords. The thing is, she could put the swords down, take the blindfold off, and see reality for what it is, but she's choosing to stay in that state of indecisiveness. So once again, make a decision. Write down your goals. Write down what it is you want to do. Take my manifestation class, right? This is something I'm really, confident with, is manifesting. So I think the overall theme here is inner work with all 3 cards, is doing inner work. And I think for a lot of people, this holiday season is going to bring a good opportunity to be introspective, meditative, reflective, that sort of thing. So, take that opportunity to go within so you can be that most integrated, whole version of yourself. Okay, everybody, it was a pleasure doing this. And in a few days, you will have another pick a pile video. Bye, everybody.